I don't know who the kids were even. Kids from around this area here, around the Manhasset area and so forth, and myself included. And we got a football team. If you call it football, it was ragtag. Everybody had a different uniform on. Some had no uniforms and no spike shoes. You had sneakers on. Anyway, we used to challenge the guys from Plandome. They always, out back to the village hall there, they had a big field. So we used to challenge them to a football game. A bunch of guys come down there, they drag themselves down there one at a time, I guess, and we met there, and I don't know, crazy. We didn't know who was going to be in the line, who's going to be the quarterback, who's going to be the runner, or anything. We just started working. They had special uniforms on, and they had a special quarterback and special teams. We played on the village green. You know what that is? Where the fire department village hall is.
Yeah.
In Plandome? Yeah. Yeah, they had that big field there. There was no markers on it. So a bunch of ragtag kids, myself included, and we'd go down there, and we might go down with 3 or 4 or 5 kids. And that's not a football team, but that's all we could get together, I guess. And well, we'd mess around and play up and down the field, and they make a touchdown, we make a touchdown. I have no idea who the better team was. They used to practice in their special uniforms and everything. Well, us guys from up this end would never played together hardly ever before, let alone practice. It was fun anyway. Go dragging home. Well, they had the field right there where they lived, and they didn't have to walk very far, maybe 100 yards to get to their house. We had to drag down from Muncie Park and from Flower Hill and all around the area and walk down there. By the time we got there, we were tired. Then we had to walk home again after the game. But it was fun. We had a lot of fun all the time. And I just sat thinking about all the different guys. I couldn't tell you their names right now. I have no idea, but used to always something going on when I was a kid. We were always doing something silly. And Manhasset American Legion Post hired this guy with the plane to take their kids around the area, and of course I went a ride, and it was I can't remember what the kind. It was a high wing 4-seat airplane, the pilot and then 3 passengers, 2 in the back and 1 alongside the pilot. And Roscoe Turner was the pilot. He was a famous air race pilot. He won a lot of the national air races they had in Ohio or wherever they were in those days. Anyway, he flew us around and went down to where we start from. Roosevelt Field, I guess it was. Start from Roosevelt Field, and then you fly down the southern shore of Long Island and around the Statue of Liberty a couple times, and up the Hudson River and back down again, and over up north shore of Long Island, and they came to Port Washington. He'd come off the Sound and cut across cut across the island, circle around Manhasset a little bit, and everybody up there looking down to see if they find their house. Then he went back to, not Mitchell Field, what the heck? Yeah, I guess it was Mitchell Field again, yeah. Oh, anyway, that was my first airplane ride.
How old were you?
Huh?
How old were you?
How old was I? I was a Boy Scout, so I must have been about 12 or 13. And I think he took either 3 or 4 American Legion, Sons of the American Legion at a time. One, one at the front seat alongside him on the right side, and 2 or 3 in the back. I don't remember exactly how many in the back. At least 2, maybe 3, I'm not sure. Well, I managed to get the front right seat alongside of the pilot. The other guys squirming sat there in the back. We went for Roosevelt Field down the southern coast of Long Island, around the Statue of Liberty, up the Hudson River a little ways, and back down again, and up the what do you call it, the Long Island Sound, till he came to Port Washington, I guess, in that area somewhere, and then he came across the island and circled around Manhasset a couple of times. Everybody could see their houses, I guess. At least I could. I was sitting. They put me in the co-pilot seat. The other 2 or 3 guys in the back squeezed together. They couldn't hardly see out the window. But I managed to get in the co-pilot seat at the big window here on the side, and of course the front window. So I had a pretty good seat.